Radical leftists are seeking to strip Senator Susan Collins of her honorary degree because of her vote to confirm Judge Brett Kavanaugh as Justice of the Supreme Court. Nearly 1,500 alumni and faculty at St. Lawrence University signed a letter calling for the university to rescind her honorary degree. They said Collins lacks the integrity and commitment to justice that we expect from the St. Lawrence body. Boy, you got to love it. Well, joining us now, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Tom, great to have you with us. And when I hear pure pablum like that, when did the student body of a small institution like this get a vote on who gets an honorary degree and who gets to keep it?
Well, the question is, are the adults at the school going to let the kids run the asylum?
The answer would be yes.
Yes.
Let's turn to what's going on. Glenn Simpson, taking, with no surprise to anyone, the fifth. The Republicans here, Congressman Jim Jordan was here to talk about what is going forward. I mean, this is absolutely absurd. Bruce Orr, his wife Nellie, working for Fusion GPS, working to bring all of the rancid, fraudulent Trump dossier into the Justice Department to basically defraud the FISA courts and to get surveillance warrants. This is, I mean, we know what's happened now. Why aren't we doing something about it?
Well, you're exactly right. Congress is threatening to hold him in contempt. I'm not sure whether they can or not, but assuming he's got concerns about perjury, where he said he didn't meet with the DOJ and Bruce Orr before the election, when in fact he did, then why don't they just refer that to the Justice Department? But of course, the Justice Department isn't going to do anything. I can think of a couple of reasons
why you wouldn't, because nothing will happen.
Because, you know, this is the dirty little secret here. Congress is talking around Mueller in all of these discussions.
Right.
We hear Glenn Simpson, we hear Fusion GPS and Bruce Orr and Nellie Orr. These are all Mueller's witnesses. Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson. Without that, there'd be no dossier. There'd be no FISA warrants. There'd be no Mueller special counsel that was pursuing key elements of the dossier.
Without Andrew McCabe, there is no special counsel. And without Rod Rosenstein, there would have been no Bob Mueller. So, I mean, you've got so many conflicted interests and personnel here that this is wide, rampant, rancid political corruption at DOJ and the FBI. And there has to be a device by which the American people can be assured that there has been a housekeeping of the highest magnitude throughout those two institutions. Is there such a device available under law?
Well, the president can take action, either executive action or legal action, to hold the Justice Department to account and to control Mueller. Let's hope this new special counsel or this new White House counsel takes a more aggressive tack, because Don McGahn, the retiring special White House counsel, was under the thumb of Mueller. He testified for 30 hours before the special counsel. And let's hope the new White House counsel takes a fresh look at the Mueller operation and protects the president and protects the presidency from this harassment, and is much more aggressive in taking this out-of-control operation on that is now based on someone who has reasons to fear that he's going to be prosecuted. Are they going to alert the FISA court that their key witness, the head of the Fusion GPS that created the dossier that generated the spy warrants, can't be trusted anymore? Are they going to withdraw the warrants?
Well, the first question I really have, Tom, is there any hope in the world of ending this charade, this fraudulent witch hunt? It smells to high heaven, and yet the stench is settled into Washington. It looks like it's here to stay. It seems to me the Democrats have successfully played a game. They have driven all of this way. They have suppressed any movement in the investigation of Hillary Clinton, the top officials of the Department of Justice, the FBI under Barack Obama, and they have played for the midterm elections, and if they get elected, they're home free, and if the Republicans win, what are we going to get? More investigations, or are we going to get a resolution and someone be held accountable? What do you think?
I think if the president takes more aggressive action and says enough is enough, stop harassing me, we may get something done. We can't rely on Congress to get it done, as you point out. And it's the Justice Department on its own isn't going to do anything, because right now Mueller is king of the Justice Department on these types of investigations.
Well, Tom, I wish we could have ended on a brighter note, but you're here for the reality of the thing, and the thing is getting uglier, it seems, rather than better every day.